Bing, bing, bing. Bingity, bing, 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 bing. Welcome to Andrews, the podcast. You see it on the screen right there. Veterans Day Parade this Sunday going down in Andrews, South Carolina. This Sunday at 1 p.m. Veterans and public, we need you. Andrews Veterans Day Parade. Saturday, November 5th. I keep saying Sunday. Saturday, November 5th. For more information about this parade, you could reach out to, you see it on the screen right there. Call the chairman, Mr. Thomas Alford, at 843-833-3267. Commander Ed Giroux at 843-325-7740, or Mr. Greg Bennett at 843-325-8845. That will be taking place this Saturday. So all veterans, please, and everybody come out and support this event. I have some more information on this real fast. Let me go to my handy dandy notes here and we will find it again. If you're just getting in here to welcome to Andrews the podcast, please hit the like button. Again, I told you tonight, the mayor's going to be on a little later. He'll be on because they have the event going on today, which is good because it gives me an opportunity to talk about something before he gets up in the building. Right? But again, you see it on the screen there, and I'm looking for notes. And that is the Veterans Day Parade, and it's going to take place this Saturday. And I got some more details on it. Bear with me here real fast. Where is that when you need it, right? The app is always there when you don't need it, but when you need it, you can't hardly find it. Oh, there you go. Boom. All right, so veterans are welcome to participate. Wear a service ball cap and t-shirt. The parade assembly is at 12, and that's going to take place on Main by the Exxon and Food Lion parking lot. The parade route is down Main Street to North Far Avenue to the Library Pavilion. Please come out and honor our veterans, our military, and our first responders. There will be a first responders parade division. It is not too late to register for the parade. Don't know if that's true, but if still, you can still try, I guess. We welcome church groups, fraternal groups, bands, classic cars, motorcycle clubs, military and veteran organizations. Please come out and honor our veterans. For more information, call Chairman Thomas Alford at 843-325-3267 or 843-325. The next number is that of Mr. Greg Bennett. That's 843-325-7740. Or I got that mixed up, guys. I'm sorry. That's Mr. Ed J. Rowe at 843-325-7740 or Mr. Greg Bennett at 843-325-8845. So, and they would like to thank you guys in advance. So that's going down this Saturday, the Veterans Day Parade. I myself, being a veteran, I have every intention to be in the building on this specific day. Bloomingville and Wings, and this is going to take place the first Friday, so this will be next Friday, or this coming Friday, I'm sorry. Blooming Wings and Karaoke at the Bloomingville Community Center. Was out there in Bloomingville this past weekend. Had a great time out there. I was able to get some great shots of some people out there. And what we got here? Yep. I think New Life put on this event right here that took place at the Bloomingville Community Center. Kids were awesome. They had a lot of fun. It was a great time out there. Also met mayoral candidate for Kingstree, South Carolina, Miss Davis, Dr. Latoya Davis, excuse me, put some respect on that. And had a great conversation with her. And she's going to come on the podcast at some point. Look forward to that. What's going on, Brother Thomas? How are you? Checking in over there at Welcome to Andrews, the podcast. So I will definitely be getting Miss Davis on, getting her perspective, because they have a big election coming up over in Kingstree also. So where are we being? All right, what else we got? I got this in the inbox. This is from the Sampan community and the Sampan Community Annual Parade. All right, join us in celebrating this wonderful holiday season with local floats, bands, Santa, and much, much more as we parade through the Sampan community. Come out and enjoy lots of food, music, and fun for all ages. Let's make this year's parade the biggest and the best we've ever had. And I'm gonna tell you, they do it big down there. I ain't even gonna front. They do it big down there every year. So my eyes aren't working all well. But you can find this flyer on my page, and it has parade entry fees, the vendor setup list, the food truck setup list. I mean prices, excuse me. And you can find that there. And it's definitely a place for vendors and food trucks, because it's pretty good. Definitely always have a good crowd out there. And that's going to take place Saturday, December 9th at December 9th, 2023. The lineup is at 12 p.m. And for more information, again, this is really small. So go on my page, pull a flyer, and get the information. Dun, dun, dun. I don't know why it would do that. Big man, let me send you another one here. Try this one. Use this number right here. All right, cool beans. I appreciate that. Definitely love it when the donations come in. Makes me feel really good. Again, y'all, I got a lot to talk about. Oh, one more flyer that I had, and this is going to take place here very soon on the Thursday, November 2nd. Again, the eyes aren't working as great as they should, and it's going to be from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. And it's the Family Justice Center of Georgetown, 1530 High Market Street, Georgetown, South Carolina. You can actually take your phone. Well, if you got your phone, you're watching it on your phone, you won't be able to do that. But you can scan that barcode on that flyer, which will be on my page here shortly. It's a listening and lunch session, Northern Coast region. And the Preservation Toolkit, organized by the Wegoja Foundation. Wegoja Foundation will help a growing number of organizations meet their preservation goals for African American history. The Preservation Toolkit will be a one-stop shop of interactive resources and information for property owners, practitioners, and preservationists, especially newly enthusiastic local activists. Okay. I might need to seeking community input for preservation toolkit in Horry, Georgetown, and Williamsburg areas. To learn more about the SC Preservation Toolkit, man, this type is so small on this. You guys got to put this stuff in bigger type. Like, that's the important stuff. The, you know, got to put that in bigger type. Just a suggestion. All right, the WeGoIA and Melanin Foundation Initiative. Man. Yeah, just scan this code. It'll be on my page here shortly. Okay, just do that. And I want to make sure I got all this out of the way. I want to, everybody that's been sending me stuff, I want to give it some time. Hey guys, I am here in the building, in the fliggity flesh, Oh man, I definitely would appreciate that one, man. Go ahead. The app cache is up and rolling. All right, let's see what we got here. All right, people, again, this is Real Talk Wednesday, and I want to get into something here a little bit before, again, the mayor is going to be on late because they had the big, of course, did not consider the fact that they had the Halloween festival tonight. I don't know if they considered it a festival, but it looked pretty festive to me. And so he'll be on here shortly. But again, I am glad he's not on here right now, so I can get into some stuff that has been floating around on the internet pertaining to this. All right, and so check this out. I'm not going to go too far in because I'm going to start out by saying that the VOC newspaper, that article that you posted and that you implicated that you got some information from me, you are a liar. And you're going to have to prove that, okay? You're going to have to prove that I gave you something to take to print. And again, I said this earlier, it's more disappointing than anything because, the guy he would come over on this site and contribute. Maybe he's still a little butthurt that I decided me working for somebody else's news organization was not the best move for me and what it is I want to accomplish in this space, right? And so maybe that's where the little butthurtness coming from. But you're gonna have to prove, all right? And I want y'all to take some time and think about this. Think this through, especially for those of you who have been watching me for a minute, right? If there's a big story, right? Why would I give a big story to somebody else to drop on their platform? You couldn't get the first fledgling newspaper off the ground because you pretty much jacked this dude's name and everybody saw you for the fakeness that it was in it. So now you come with you try to rename it and rebrand it. And you thought think about that, y'all. I get in here day in, day out. I invest in this whole thing. And that's what I'm going to be telling y'all about this shady journalism. These people call themselves newspapers. They have no integrity when it comes to journalism. They have nothing. Okay? And you went and you printed a lie. And then once you got caught in the lie, you decided, hey, I'm going to How's that? Is that better? Did you miss everything I was saying? Do I really need to go back over that? Because I guess we can. And again, I thank you, Mr. Thomas, about telling me about the music there. The music was a little too high. That beat just energizes me. And I'm going over the fact that and all of you other ones who spread that, who shared that, right? I'm man, listen. Again, here's another news organization, another fledgling news organization, okay? Over in the podcast space. The truth about this stuff is that I don't watch none of your stuff. I don't read none of your stuff. You'll hear me. I'll quote a Gab story 100 times before I will quote yours because it's trash that's being printed over there. Okay. Again, I'm more disappointed than anything at the whole how. First of all, you lied. Okay, you got caught in your lie, right? And then the comeback, good again. And all of you who shared it, just understand you're in that bubble too. Okay, because you do a lot of talking about. I don't know, man. I don't know how. Like you just and that's the whole thing. That's why I was just like, man, nah, I can't even be associated with that. But you know, it's all good. You can come on. You know what I mean. You know what I mean. And get on. And I don't have no problem bringing people on the platform. But if your goal is to be first in something, then you're gonna always rush to failure. Okay. And that's exactly what we got going on here. Again, ask yourself if Welcome to Andrews, the podcast, had a story, and I'm talking about that garbage that the VOC, which is obviously stands for Variety of Cons newspaper, which is not a newspaper, got caught in a lie and immediately. And I mean, y'all think about this. Think about journalism. Let's just walk through journalism 101. If what this man said is true about his, what did you not cross-reference this? Did you not check this before you went to print? You purport yourself to be a journalist, and you purport yourself to have all of this journalistic integrity. Again, you're gonna have to you be prepared to prove what you printed. That I said it to you. I need you to be able to prove that. Okay. I have a string of text message. I have a string of messenger texts. And that's why I was a little not. I was chilling on saying something because I know I can get real emotional and then, you know what I mean. But I've learned, be patient. Allow them to do what they're gonna do, and that's exactly what you did. Again, you might be still a little butthurt because I didn't come over and work for your news organization. So you wanna grow your followers. You want to grow. You made a big mistake in this one. Again, you remember what I said, okay? You're gonna have to prove what you said now, right? And all of that stuff about this and that, we're gonna see. We'll see. Right? Because there's one thing I'm good at is letting, if you got all the sense. You had all the sense, remember? You got all of the sense, right? The press, this, that, you know what I mean? Let me tell some of y'all something. And the next person that you try to run this con on, right? The United States is freedom of the press. Okay. So the moment you decide to start you an organization and you pick up your camera or a microphone and you start passing information, it's freedom of the press. You don't have to have no fake press badge and this, that. There's other things, like if you want to get into an organization, or if you want to get into like different venues, you know what I mean? There's things that you need to do. Okay. And I'm willing to share those things with you. I'm not going to con you about that or try to make it seem like it's more than what it is. And it's actually not. But I want y'all to think about that. Again, what kind of research did you do? No, you thought it was a football, and you thought somebody said fumble, and you dove on it, and guess what it was? It was a hand grenade. So you're back to square one when it comes to credibility. The other paper you had no credibility. The writing was horrible. It's just horrible. It didn't stay up to date. It was more, I mean, your Facebook at best. And if you wanted to know what kind of mics I use, you should have just asked me that from the beginning. You could have been asked me that. You want to know what kind of camera? That's a Sony. I don't have a $10,000 camera, $9,000 camera. But somehow was supposed to be impressed by this. No, it just let me know what I was dealing with. And you went over there and oh my God, dude, I can only assume what happened when the authorities got their hands on you. You went to straight lying. Now you're gonna have to prove it. Yes, you're gonna have to prove it. I promise you, you're gonna have to. I ain't gonna promise you that. I can show you, okay? Because you got all the sense. But you want to launch that trash newspaper, and not on my name, homie. Okay, not on my name. This one gonna cost you. Okay, so prove it. And you was like, you was this, that, you for this, you for that. And you jump yourself out the window and you mad now. So, but working on real stories, real things that affect the people of Georgetown County, nah, that's not your swag, because you're trash. You feel what I saying, Baba? Yes. All right, there we go. Boom. Well, I mean, you shouldn't run to try to print something. You shouldn't try to be the first person. I mean, it's good if you could be the first person to get a story out, because that matters. Now, I don't think that I'm not going to sit here and act like that does not matter, but being correct is what matters, because when you print something and within an hour you are retracting what you're saying, and then you go to trying to throw people up under the bus, that is disgusting. Okay. And again, when you purport yourself as a entity, we're going to find out exactly how legitimate that entity is at this point, right? Okay, because again, you and I reached back out to you like, hey, dude, what are you doing? What's going on with that? And you took the route that you took. So you printed that, and then you printed the lies about me, and we'll see how that works out for you. Again, it's not not real stories you're working on. Okay. Not anything that's of any substance. Okay. And again, I'm not going to spend a lot of time on you, but what I am going to spend some time on tonight is a little refresher course right here on what I talked about the last Tuesday, and it was about Georgetown County. And let me say this part first, because maybe I can pull a video out of this. Let me see. Let me get back on this. All right, let me say this. When it comes to the 1 cent penny tax, I want y'all to understand that I am for the 1 cent penny tax. I think it is a great tool that municipalities and counties can use, in order to raise money for projects that improve the area for the county, for the people. So I'm 100% for 1 cent penny taxes. I'm not 100% for mismanagement of 100% 1 cent penny taxes. And that's why you're going to hear me moving forward. You're going to hear me saying, please don't vote for this. And it's not that I don't want you guys to vote for the 1 cent penny tax. It's the people managing the 1 cent penny tax. These are the very people that over the next couple months, I'm going to show you that they collected $41 million from the taxpayers of Georgetown County. And I'm going to show you where that $41 million is. Okay. 3 million of it being in a building that sits behind the town hall in Andrews right now as I'm speaking. Okay. And so don't get missing. And I'm gonna take time and I'm gonna explain and I'm gonna whatever. But when you hear me say, or you start seeing something says vote no, again, I'm not against the tax. I'm against these people right here. Okay. These faces right here. That's Elliot. That's Newton. Can't remember her name. That's Everett, Carolina. That's Louis Morant, and the county administrator, and any of those other ones who I missed on there, Bob Anderson, or any of the other ones. Again, I'm not against the 1 cent penny tax. I think that is a great tool, a great way to raise revenue for projects. Now, the reason why I'm against this one that was just proposed last Thursday is because of the way that the way that this money was allocated. All right. And you're looking at an ordinance number 2014-28, capital project sales tax. And this took place in Georgetown County. The estimated cost of the projects was $28.2 million, $41 million, $16 million over the amount of the sales tax was collected. And the money was collected for these 5 projects, and one being and so the numbers that you see here for these 5 projects were estimates. Okay. And it says here, Winyard Bay dredging, $6 million. Merle's Inlet dredging, $8 million, plus $2.3 million for cleanup. Andrews Fire and Police Complex, 1.5. Fire stations, 1.5. And road resurfacing projects, 8.9, roughly $9 million. And you look at that amount, and that these 5 projects, this was an estimate. This was the estimate that non-professional people came up with for those 5 projects. And they said that they needed $28 million. Now, when I say non-professional, I'll give you an example of non-professional and how far the estimates were off. Okay. On that first project, the Winyard Bay dredging for $6 million, The actual cost to get that project completed would have been about $70 million. And so the people who did the estimates were not professional. Okay. They were not, let's just say, there you go. That's my point right there. Um, they were, let's not say they were not professional. They did not have the expertise to give an accurate uh, estimate of what they wanted to have done. Okay. And so they 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 brought these projects to the people of Georgetown County. Obviously, the people of Georgetown County said yes, and they voted for these projects. Now, I challenge anybody, right? I challenge anybody. I just heard somebody pop in, which means the mayor is here. But I challenge anybody to go and show me where these 5 projects have been completed. And if you need a copy of the ordinance, I'll definitely help you get that. Okay. I know part of it, there's a page that I have on Facebook. Please go and request if you're interested in, and that page, I am going to stick to strictly the facts, the ordinances, and all this other good stuff. I won't be putting anything else in there except for, actual factual information when it comes to, because I want the people to be informed. I want the people to be informed about what happened to their $41 million and why it's an issue. And with that information, I think that the next time this thing comes around, the people will have more input, and the money will be used in a more practical way. And then there'll be more oversight on this money also. So anyway, I kind of lost my place there, but that's what I wanted to do. I'll share that page again. You guys find it. It's like $41 million. Where's my $41 million? That's the name of the page. You can find it on Facebook, and then you can think. But anyway, I got on stage here. I don't know if his camera's up. I would definitely get you a copy of that. I got your email there, and I will get that to you, Miss James. All right, let's bring you up on screen here. All right, camera's not on, sir. Okay, there he is. All right, I'll let you put you backstage. Just give me a thumbs up whenever you're ready. Again, I told you guys he'd be coming in, and I do appreciate you, sir, for coming in. And I know you were busy tonight with the Halloween festivities, but yeah, Miss James, I will definitely get you a copy of that. And I mean, if you're like me, I got a whole. I'll send you everything that I have when it comes to freedom of information. That I got on that case, and it's a detail about the spending of this money. And the big problem is the sequence in which the money was spent, because they wrote a referendum that they were supposed to go by, and they didn't go by it at all, and they got called on it, and now we have a court case that's been in court for the last 2 years, and that's why that building sits there like it does. And for the mayor's opponent to say that he has a for him to say that he has, I guess the solution or whatever, that's it's a big statement. And I'll be curious as to. All right, so we good? Okay, cool beans. All right. All right, let me get this backdrop here set up here. Okay, there we go. All right, cool. Guys, I'm bringing up, you know who it is. Fresh from
Leadership is not just knowing.
Fresh from his duties as the mayor and doing Halloween. All right, here we go. Boom, there he is, Mayor Frank McClary. How you doing, sir? Welcome aboard.
Yay. Hey, it's good to be with you. I may not be able to stick around too much longer because I just coming back from the Halloween on Main Street, and I'm still in my gear. This is my Batman gear here, so I wasn't working out, getting my swole on, and this is my Batman gear. But we had a great time. I want to give a shout out to Mrs. Carla McKenzie for pulling together another successful event here. The kids had a great time, and I think this one, please ignore all this stuff here. It's just a costume. It's very uncomfortable, but that was awesome tonight. Got an opportunity to get out here with these kids and folks, and had a good time. Just giving away candy and fellowship, and so it was awesome. But so now I have a presentation in the morning at 10 o'clock that I have to finish put together here, talking to some folks about some of the initiatives that we have ongoing, and the idea is that we'll get some support out of this when this thing is all done to help
All
us.
right, who we meeting with in the morning?
Tomorrow will be some of the executives from Boeing, from the Boeing company that's coming down, and wanted to better understand some of the initiative that's coming out of our strategic plan, downtown master plan, and as it relates to the Black River. So that is pretty important meeting tomorrow. Kind of flesh that out. Man, this thing is, oh God. Yeah, I feel like maybe I'll get this big in my next life, but not now. And there was a few little Batmans out there. I had to challenge those guys,
Yeah, how did the kids receive that?
Oh man, it's always cool. One kid didn't want to leave. He's still beside me, and he didn't want to leave, and they kept calling him. And I said, "Man, we have a bond here." And he just stood there and took pictures. But it's always a fun time. A lot of people came out. They said it was more this year than it was, I think, the last time we had it. Which,
I saw Gab was live with a shout out to Gab. Wow.
Yeah, he did. I did see Scott out there tonight.
Yeah, he was getting it in. He was. I love when he highlights Andrews. I'm kind of biased that way, but
it's always a good thing.
No doubt. All right, so listen, I'm gonna kind of express along. We're gonna do like short versions of what we normally do. You see the Jackets coming in behind us right now. They got a big game this weekend, and I did some reconnaissance. I was looking at this team that we're gonna be playing. I know they're from out of Kershaw County, North Central High School, and this year they were 4-6 overall, but it looks like they got hot late in the season in their conference. And there's a couple videos of them out on YouTube, so if you guys want to go check it out. But look forward to this weekend. Again, everybody, this Friday, go get your tickets online, 7:30 at Weber Rouse Stadium, playoff game. The Jackets will be playing. What are your thoughts, sir? Is this your first playoff game that you're gonna be calling, or no?
Oh no, the guys went pretty deep in the playoffs last year.
Oh yeah, yes, they did.
Yeah.
They did.
And so I think so. Yeah, a lot of these kids, these young men are back, so they have some playoff experience, and I expect if they're healthy. And I haven't checked the injured reserve list, if you will, to see where they are. But I'm sure every one of them, especially those 15 seniors that we have, those guys are going to man up and play through the pain if they have any, and get this thing done on Friday night. I haven't had an opportunity to to find out. I mean, to research to see who it is. I'll do some of that tomorrow, but I expect the guys to come out hot and play a really good game.
Yeah, I look forward to that. I look forward to. I think it's going to be a big game for our defensive ends because what I was seeing online, they operate out of the shotgun a lot, and so yeah. So
I don't know if we did a lot of stunt. Well, that's yeah. Well, we have good pressure. With the DNs coming off. Those guys are pretty aggressive, and with Mac. Is it what's the young man's name?
Off the ends, you talking about Chris,
yeah,
Chris Stewart and Khalil Dorsey.
Yeah, those guys put pressure on the quarterback pretty good all the time, and then those guys coming up the middle with the pressure cookers in the middle, 55 and 65, always cost them. So it should be interesting.
Yeah, and Jacoby, let's stay in the game this week, big man. Let's not get tossed, okay?
Now I'm not sure. Was he suspended or?
I don't. I'll have to find that out tomorrow.
Because that was the last game he had that he got ejected, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So I'm not sure what's on that, but we really need him in the game. So we may have him for half of half the game, and then preferably we'll have him for the entire game, but I'm not sure yet.
Gotcha.
But yeah, so he's excited. In fact, want some good news. Aaron Moore has been invited to come up to Benedict this weekend.
Okay.
And I'll get some more details on that. So hopefully he'll get to spend some time with the coaches. But that was an invitation up, and so that's pretty special. I'll call up some of my friends up there and see if they can take care of this young man. He and his family will be visiting Benedict this weekend.
That's what's up, man. Salute to that young man right there. That was my first interview this season, man. Player to watch and look at it. I already knew it. I knew it already. I knew it already.
And hey, listen, man, those guys are still undefeated, and so it'll be a great team if he could get a chance to play for the Benedict Tigers.
That's what's up.
My alma mater.
No doubt. I want to go ahead and do this shout out right here too. Why you got the hat on right there? Because this Saturday we got the Veterans Day Parade, and I know Mr. Alford and Mr. Bennett, very in the Andrews area, very very these the guys that make this thing happen right here.
Yeah,
and it's going to take place this Saturday.
Yeah, I think I have a desk here for that. Yeah, I will be making some remarks because it's a two-part thing.
Okay.
So they have the parade. Lineup is at 12 o'clock, and I think at 1 o'clock they step off. And they're from the Exxon to end over here at the Pavilion. And then at 2:30, 14:30 for you military types, at 14:30, they will have the program at the Veterans Memorial just off of at the American Legion site off of 41 North.
Okay.
So I'll be there again to bring greetings and make some remarks. But we actually better come out and support our veterans, man. We can't forget about the sacrifices. And this is about the guys, the veterans that are living. This is not the Memorial Day. So now we can come out here and shake hands and thank these young men and women, and some of us are pretty old, for the sacrifice they've made over the years, and for the defense of our country. So we want to come on out and celebrate with the Andrews Veterans Association, American Legion, and others. I think they will highlight the first responders this year. So our police and our firefighters will be the highlight of this Veterans Day celebration.
All right, guys, y'all heard it. Y'all make sure y'all come on out and support that. So again, man, I'm not going to take a lot of time. Last week we figured out that your opponent, Mr. Baber, is not going to engage in a debate. So I put together, what I did is I went and looked up the plan that he has. Well, we'd have to call it a plan. and I wanted to go through it, and just kind of. I mean, since he's not going to debate you, I want to. I don't know how we're going to do this here. I guess I'll have to be
Well, we
Baber.
have a forum. We're still going to move forward with the forum. It'll be a mayoral forum
Okay.
on 6:30. Got it approved the day out. We'll be at the Andrews High School auditorium, and I will be there, and we will address those comments or what we've seen in terms of what he's published, and we'll go from there.
Gotcha.
I'll reserve any comments on what he's published or what he said to this point, because I would like for the citizens to have an opportunity to come out and hear what my response is, and I'll address some questions in this forum. My team is still figuring out how do you have a conversation with yourself. I
mean, I could come in and I could be the other guy. You know what I mean? That wouldn't be. It'd be funny.
That probably wouldn't be fair.
All right, and you said this event is taking place on
Thursday night at the as it always been planned, Thursday night, November the 2nd, 6:30 p.m. at the Andrews High School auditorium. Just got that approved today.
Okay.
So I've got some work between what I'm doing here now and preparing myself for this, and we're not going to spend a whole lot of time there. However, we will cover.
Yeah, and so all right. Let's see, Andrews Auditorium. Oh boy. That's how it sounds now.
Yeah.
Auditorium. That looks close now.
Close only counts in hand grenades and horseshoes.
All right, so hey, listen, I got some pictures here, and again, Thursday, guys, y'all make sure y'all come up to the Andrews High School auditorium, for the mayor's going to have a forum with the town. So questions that you want to ask anybody that's kind of like, hey, I don't know, you know what I mean? Come on out and get your questions answered, okay? And of course, be respectful, and I shouldn't have to say that, but for the trolls, troll respectfully. So I heard you talking about this company that was coming to Andrews, and you had some time to go visit the site, and I'm gonna put up a couple of pictures, and if you would just kind of give us let me see here what I have here. Okay, that's from Heritage Festival. Oh, I ran across this on the internet today. That's you and the governor.
Yeah,
you weren't in Andrews last night. I think somebody asked the questions. Where were you?
Yeah, I was out. Was invited up to this event with Governor McMaster and some of the other elected officials in Williamsburg County. As you know, a portion of the Andrews citizens is in Williamsburg County, and so I want to give the supervisor Kelvin Washington shout out for inviting us, as they always do. We go to their economic forums, and so this was an opportunity to meet and speak with the governor. But of course, we've had several conversations over the last few years with the governor as it pertains to the Black River State Park. So last night was another opportunity for us to remind him and to invite him. Of course, we gave him a little bag there. It's quick, and he looked in the bag right away. He said, "Hey, does this cup have any inscription on it?" I said, "Of course." It says it says Andrews. And so he started to tell the story about someone he ran into that asked him where it was from, and it was all the Andrews story. So it was a good little chat we had with him. But talked about some serious stuff. You know, he talked about the gun violence and people criminals not. It's just a system right now, as slow as it is, and it's releasing people back out on the street. And you know, of course, it's always good to hear it coming from the leader of the state, and realizing that it's not just happening in our town and nearby cities. It's across the state. There's a problem with gun violence, domestic violence, and those kind of things. And so he spoke to that a little bit last night, and I didn't hear a solution that comes out of it, but it is a state and a country problem. He talked about the decline, or the shortages in the police, in the police force and those kind of things, and it's just happening all over. It's but in our world it magnifies a lot. It is a serious thing, but it's a problem that we have to tackle across the country. And so it's always good to hear what the thoughts are coming from our state level leaders. Shout out to Mr. Ronnie Sabb, Senator Ronnie Sabb, and Mr. Representative Kirby was also there. And so all the leaders talking about stuff that matters across and that affects each of us across the county line. And they also talk about the economic growth that's happening across the state. With a lot of great things happening. Of course, with, like for our guest tomorrow, with Bowen Institute. So all things, South Carolina was kind of touched on last night, but nothing to any great detail. But always great to talk with the governor.
All right, and so here are some photos right here. This is that company. Tell us what we're looking at here.
Okay, you're looking at the inside. We announced this early in October that Maya Tech company was coming to Andrews. Well, unbeknownst to me, 5 days, I think 4 or 5 days after we spoke early October, those guys were already on the ground and in operation. So when we went out to visit earlier this week or last week, I can't recall. This week. It was a pleasant surprise to see that they were off and running. And so when that young man sat in here and told me he was ready to get do business, I didn't realize it was going to be that fast. I thought it was going to be much down the road. So they have relocated some of the employees, young man you see in the picture there. And a big shout out to Jimmy Howard, a good friend of mine, whose manager has oversight of that property out there for Mr. Gregg, is doing a fantastic job. The other thing that was surprising to me is that I was thinking there's 2 companies. There's actually 4 companies that are out. And Mr. Charles right here, you see, again, I know him. My father and this young man grew up together. He came out of retirement and now working down as one of their quality control specialists. And so, and again, I didn't realize they did a whole workforce interview with a lot of folks, and some of the same challenges we are seeing in terms of the readiness of the workforce is still a challenge. And so they've met that as well, but I think they're in a good steady state right now in terms of keeping employees on for a while. Both these 2 gentlemen right here I know very well. And so it's always good to see that our local folks are now taking advantage of these job opportunities coming to town. So that's 2 thriving companies there. There's another company to be named later in terms of their that's going to be selling, generating or producing. I don't know how it is, but it's a drink. It's a soft drink company.
Whoa! That's water right there.
Yeah,
they're gonna need water to do that.
I'm not sure how they're processing, because everything as we envisioned years ago, with all of the warehouse space that we have, square footage that we have in the town, it is actually coming to life now. This is now becoming a distribution hub as we envisioned several years ago. That's not one.
No, that's we don't want
that one.
I left the country a little bit.
Yeah, you.
And so listen, I overheard because I was listening to the conversation.
Mm-hmm.
But guys, this company right here, Maya Tech, and what you're looking at is a fabric company, and they sell everything from the tops of mattresses and different types of fabric. This company came in, got their license October 1st, my birthday. October 2nd, they received their first shipment. October 5th, they were shipping their first shipment out to Ecuador and Venezuela from Andrews.
It's
And
huge, huh?
and this company it's one of the world's largest. And so I feel privileged just to see it at the beginning stages. You know what I mean? I'll be able to tell my kids, I remember when number 2 people work over there. You know what I mean? But yeah, that was very impressive right there.
But you see how they're also, clearing off other places. In fact, again, I learned a lot that day. And again, thanks to Jimmy. Jimmy's been out there, I think, for years now, a couple of decades, I believe. And so across the street from this facility is another facility, another warehouse space that is twice the size of this one. And so it is amazing how much we have. It's more than I thought. And so I just see great things happening. And the other thing too is that the owner unfortunately passed away here about a year ago, and his son, very young man, I'm not sure whether he's 30 years old or not. He's an investor, excuse me. He's an investor, and he is aggressive about getting folks. And he said his challenge is that he can't clear enough and prepare enough, building fast enough to keep up with the companies that want to come in. So this is the fruit of our labor over the last 8 years that's now coming. Not just us, it's working with industry. So we're just letting them know what's available. We're letting them know the potential that we have here in the town, and you can see it right there. This is not something we've drawn up, but this is really what's happening right now. So I tell the workforce, be prepared. And again, we got folks
And
coming out of the time.
that is a big part of it, because these companies wanting to get away from these big places with these high taxes, and they want to come to a place like Andrews and establish themselves. But the people of Andrews need to do their part and be qualified, be in a position to take these jobs as they come in, and not have to not only bring the jobs in, but bring the people in to do the jobs also.
We'd work for years. The town would work hand in hand with Helping Hands that had what they call a boot camp. And again, thanks to the Church of God, who has hosted Helping Hands for many years and still is to this day. And so that's out for Pastor Lambert, Joe Lambert and his team. And but they had what they call a boot camp, which prepares in about 6 days or a week, 2 weeks or 10 days, they would bring folks in and prepare them for interviews, work keys and all those things, and how to prepare yourself to do a formal interview. And at the end of that training period, you would have employers waiting to hire these folks, and that's how, and it was very successful. And but we ran out of people. We had more employers ready to hire than we had people coming to the training. And that is, and so that's not good, obviously, because of, you bring, businesses coming in, and if you don't have the workforce, then what you're going to do is that the local is going to be left out, and then you're going to have to now import people to do the job.
Are these companies trying, if you know or not, are they looking to bridge a gap between the schools where they can have some kind of training or some kind of program where the kids can leave school and go to these jobs? And is that a conversation?
I think that's the next step. Now with the locals like Petting House and others, they do have a relationship with the school. That's through the welding, with Mr. Commander has a welding school here. So that, I think that is nested very well with the businesses here, this training school we have with Mr. Commander, and with the tech schools. Now with these new businesses coming in, they obviously going to have to establish themselves. So one of the things we talked about, we were out there on the ground with Jimmy and the team, is now going into the school and getting the kids to come out and and do a walkthrough, do a tour of the places so they can see early on, like in the freshman year, so they can know what's here. And as they go along to, thinking about what they want to do next once they get out of high school, they will have some ideas of what's here. Because again, these are the kinds of craft that is now paying very well. When you get a trade, plumbing, electrical, those kind of thing, that's happening right here. And a lot of the technical schools now you can go to for free.
And because let me tell you, I'm going through this right now, like literally experiencing this. My niece, she's a freshman at Claflin, and so she's just getting into her first freshman year, and so she's hit that wall where she's wanting to go home. And I'm saying to myself, when I'm hearing what you're saying, is and not saying that she shouldn't be at college, because she should be. She's a very smart girl. She's got to get through this part right here. But my thing, I think we could if these industries that's coming into Andrews took a role in an active role in the schools and start, I think some of these kids wouldn't even think about going to college. They'd be making enough money to where they'd be like, you know what, if I stay here and work my way up, you know what I mean, I can achieve some things.
Right. And that opportunity is there. We just got to have those conversations in the school. That's got to be a part of the discussion on the different career path. And you got to do it early enough where, again, you get kids thinking about those things as opposed to, just wandering aimlessly out there. We got to help shape their thoughts and direction. And I think, again, a part of the master plan is this educational center that we are now have, again, a concept for. And as we continue to work with the principal here at the high school, and help and continue to further develop that thing, I think that's where the link between the industry, the government, and the school will break. Have this information fresh, and we'll be linked together to see how things are evolving through industry, how the kids are progressing through school, and the government kind of facilitating that through this education center.
And I'm sitting here and I'm saying through the schools, but what I should be saying is the school district, because that's how these programs would have to be introduced through the school district.
Yes.
So, yeah.
And so we again how we have this thing laid out, and you've seen the plan. I think that is that link, because right now, we're the ones that's linked to as best we can to what's happening out in terms of economic opportunities, job opportunities. So then, if we have a close knit relationship, open line communication with the schools, then we can pipe that in there. Maybe part of their job career days and stuff like that. We can go in there and introduce them to them. We'll invite these potential employers in and share those information. And again, that'll help shape our young kids' minds and their thoughts in terms of what they want to do after school.
Especially with the state park coming, and that's another. I guess that's a great question. Is because they should be preparing these kids for industry around forest rangers. You know what I mean? Just all whatever type. Because it's not just the forest rangers. There's all different types of supporting trades that need to be, that's needed to make this whole thing work.
That's
and
right.
I think now, or I wonder. I got to get to a school board meeting and find out, is the school working with these people with the state?
And I'm sure they are. Because they have a staff, one of the staff members that is an outreach, and Mr. Green. So we've spoken to him on a couple of occasions. We have nothing lately, but so Ms. Mahone, she has the right idea. They have the right concept right now. We just have to now help it develop. Don't get too busy with other things where we forget about the connectivity we need to have with the schools with respect to job and career opportunities.
And like Ms. Davis is saying here, like this is not, this is nothing groundbreaking or you know what I mean, or anything like that. Because she's saying like during her time how Oneida used to partner with the high school, and we were able to work there the time we were supposed to be in an industrial sewing class.
That's right.
And so, yeah, so I mean, there's precedent for it. It's been done before. You know what I mean? So I'm pretty sure they're probably looking into that, but I'll look and confirm it somehow.
Yeah. So and again, that's how we are evolving right now, and I think we have the right leaders in all those places. You know what's going on at the district with Mr. Price and Dr. Giles. We take every opportunity to collaborate to talk about these kind of things and other things that affects the town and our students, and how do we help make it better. And so a lot of challenges, but the potential is there.
No doubt. Hey, look, Mayor, I'm gonna go ahead and put a button on this, man, because if not, I feel myself getting wound up, and I feel you getting wound up. But I know there's a lot going on in the morning. Need you on your best foot so you can sell this to those folks, and because
that's environmental. This is what I'm talking. This I'll be talking to them about tomorrow too. It's the Black River Environmental Career Center, and again, as a part of the research study, it says our team is recommending. So they recommended that the town for the location of the new center, which is really a part of the Oneida. So I'm going to have to talk to. It's time for us to get back together with the school and Mr. Jimmy and the owners of Oneida to see them. Is there a facility on the Oneida grounds that we can begin to at least develop, refine the plan or develop the plan for this environmental career center? That would be idea right there. We can still use the properties that the town have on, out there near the lagoon for this bigger project, but we need something that the kids can now come to and begin to look at things, big farming, agriculture, all those things. We've already had conversations with folks about hydroponics, which is the indoor.
Yeah. Hey man, I'm about to order me one of them things, man. I had a friend of mine. He has he's a farmer from out in Cali, but he has farms in Oklahoma also. And he has it's called aerial vertical farming, where you farming in these tubes, and it's big. And I mean, it is big. It's a big money maker, and it's a good way to I mean, it's big. It's big. So yeah, that's awesome sauce right there. But look, Mayor, anything you want to put out there, you got coming up again Thursday. Hold on, let me get that up there on the board. And if you would give a run this down, and I'll cut this part out because I'm gonna take myself off the screen, and you just invite everybody out to this, and I'll clip it, boom, and then I'll run it. So let me find out where this is. 1 second.
What you about to surprise me? Oh,
no. All right, I'm gonna move off the screen and then just like do a promo so that I can cut out for this Thursday at the auditorium.
Okay, well, thanks again, Jamal, for this opportunity. And it's always good to talk to you. But it's important right now. We're winding up here for this 2023 election, and of course, this is a pivotal point for the town. And so they need to hear thoughts from myself, and obviously from anyone else who is interested in seeking a position in the town, whether it's a mayor's position or a council member. So it's always good to have a dialogue and for the candidates to talk themselves. Right? In this case, it'll be me talking to the people, and that'll be this Thursday night, November the 2nd, at 6:30 p.m. at the Andrews High School auditorium. And so this forum a little bit different from a debate. It will be a mayor's forum. And again, I will be putting out information. I will address some of the questions that has been, swarming around and concerning the citizens, and we'll talk about those things and how we're moving forward. But what the citizens need to understand is that we absorb anything that is challenging. We don't put that on the backs of the citizen. Some things take a little bit longer than others, and that's okay. That's the real world we live in. We'll have expectations for getting things done in a timely fashion, but sometimes the environment, the situation, and gets a vote in these things, and so it may take a little bit longer. That's just life. But we'll have a straight talk. If you don't mind me using that, we'll have a straight talk with the people coming this Thursday night at the Andrews High School Forum auditorium, I should say. And I'm sure I've spoken with a couple of the other council candidates, and I'll work with them to see whether we can fit them in. But this is the time that I will spend with the citizens as the mayor, and convincing them that we need to stay the course with the leadership that we have. There's no question that we've made a lot of progress here over the last 8 years, and so we're not going to change that. We need to stay the course. You hear some of the things we discussed tonight. That has to continue. We do not need to lose momentum, and so we are seeking every vote for Frank McClary on the 7th of November. We have to. And so then if you got any questions about why you should vote for me, then come on out Thursday night. We can have that conversation. Okay? So I appreciate the time. I need to get back to work here and get ready for tomorrow.
Righty then. I appreciate you, sir. You have a good one, and knock them out over there so we can get Bowen in town right there.
Oh, absolutely.
All right.
All right. Thanks for the time, sir.
Yes, sir. Mm-hmm. All right. So there it is. Got him in there in the Batman uniform and all that good stuff. So it's Thursday. Andrews Auditorium. Come on out. Because Baber don't want to debate. Baber said he can. Here's some of the things that Baber said he's going to do. He's going to make a strong police department. These are things that he does not want to discuss with you guys. Says he's going to make a strong police department. He's going to lower crime because he's a crime fighter. War on drugs. Revitalize the town. He said he's going to fix the water bills. He says he's going to grow a growth-friendly budget. Ooh, and then I spelled that all wrong. Ooh, friendly. I didn't put a D in there. Oh my goodness. And he's going to make the streets driver friendly. See, I spelled it right there. Not there. Friendly, that friendly right there. Then he says he's going to finish town hall, which is something I was just talking about. So we'll see, man. Again, this has been Real Talk Tuesday. I've had a great time hanging out with you guys. And if it does not bother you too much, please, if you haven't already, hit that like button, hit that follow button. Go and follow me over at Welcome to Andrews the Podcast on Instagram, on YouTube, on Twitter, on Rumble, and on Facebook. Don't have the Twitch account yet, but it is on the way. All right. And a lot of stuff we did not address. A lot of stuff I did not talk about. But I just want you guys and Andrews to understand that if there is a genuine effort to make you, the citizens, safer in the town of Andrews, why not include the town of Andrews' police? There's this false narrative being pushed that somehow this agency is the answer? How is this agency the answer? And here, baby, maybe you can help out with this one. How is this agency the answer? And Georgetown County, let's find these numbers here. We don't want to. How is it? Okay. What they did not tell you last night at that meeting is truths. A lot of truths is what they did not tell you. Right? Georgetown County is still number one in South Carolina when it comes to fentanyl overdoses leading to hospitalization. Georgetown County is number one in the state in this regard. Okay? South Carolina is number 6 in the state of South Carolina when it comes to overdoses leading to death from fentanyl. I say again, Georgetown County is number 1. Not number 2, not number 3, not number 4, or number 5. They are number 1. And I'm looking for, why y'all keep seeing this thing flip around like this is because I'm looking for, I got these stats on one of these things up here. So I'm trying to get to it. So just take a look around you and look at the crime. And I mean, I want the crime to stop, but for somebody to try to use fear, when somebody starts to use fear as a means of trying to get people to do what they want to do, gotta be careful. Gotta be careful. Gotta be watching for that. Gotta be watching for that.
Hi, my name's Angela Bass. I live in North Litchfield Beach. I have great concerns about the ordinance that was passed, 2243. Regrettably, when looking back at previous minutes and agenda items, it was presented first to council in December 13th, yet there was no hyperlink so that no citizen could pull up the 3-page document that discussed penalties and punishments for citizens who presumably have gotten out of line when trying to state their opinion at a county council meeting. Additionally, the minutes that said the presentation of the ordinance to be read for the first time never appeared in the actual minutes of what happened during the council meeting, which would imply that perhaps the first reading did not meet the measure and the letter of the law. It certainly doesn't meet the spirit of the law. There's a lot to be said and a lot of freedom to punish people if they misspeak when they come to a council meeting, and I find that very concerning for every citizen of Georgetown County.
Thank you, ma'am.
Hi, my name's Angela Bass. I live in North Litchfield Beach. I have great concerns about the ordinance that was passed.
So I don't know how Baber's going to pull it off when you got all of these people that's from the most affluent side of the county, and he says he can make them do what they want to do.
Good evening. My name is Cindy Person. I am legal counsel for Keep It Green Advocacy. We are a public interest law firm that often represents folks who speak at public meetings. This evening at County Council, there was the final vote on a proposed ordinance number 2243. and we expressed our opinion that there are grave constitutional concerns about that. It's a 3-page document.
And so you couple what these ladies are talking about, and it's not just me over here screaming. Again, come to the county council meetings, you'll see. You'll see. But you couple what they're talking about, and you look at the fact that they're getting ready to try and impose another 1 cent penny tax on the people. You look at that, and then you have to ask yourself, like, well, will the people be able to object to? Because they've changed the rules in council meetings. In fact, they've done away with any planning commissions. I mean, the planning commission's word being the final say, I should say. So they do still have these planning commissions, but these council members, these rogue council members, can move forward without without opposing the boards, the planning commission boards. So again, go join that page. I'm gonna share it out here in a little bit, and it's gonna have all this information. Miss Alifair, I'm going to find that email and forward you the copy of the ordinance. I'm gonna forward you a copy of the original ordinance, and then I'm gonna forward you a copy of the surplus ordinance, and I'm gonna just send you what I got, and if you have any questions about it, feel free to reach out to me, and I'll explain to the best of my ability. If there's some legalese in there, we can get a lawyer involved and ask the questions that we need to have asked. Anyway, you guys have been awesome, sauce.